was like a wacky news item that around the same time as the Israeli guy that said he worked with the Federation, that ex-Intel guy came out and said and the Canadian ex-Intel guy said
right. There's like 14 different star federations or something.
So some Farsi newspaper said Obama works in league with some extraterrestrials called the Tall Whites, and I had never ever heard anybody called the Tall Whites. I think they meant the Bush family now.
Hey.
I believe it was George H.W. Bush looking back, but at the time, because X-Files time, when, what was the thing they push on you, narrative? Not saying whether there's aliens or not, but clearly they don't want you to know the real story. So what's the narrative they program you with? So in '84, that's the Steven Spielberg era. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like coming off the sci-fi thing. So all I'm doing is listening to everybody's story, and I want to hear themes, and I want to hear the differences. So the guy, Doty, the guy who's the ex from Mirage Men, that movie, and he now is like, I'm not lying anymore because I'm retired from lying. And so I'll listen. I'll hear your lies out.
Right.
But then I'll listen for you changing, like just basic shit, like the details when they change, and they're always slight. I'm like, wait, that's different than the... So what I thought about tall whites, but this is, I guess, the tall white technology of back in the 60s, was they couldn't just do it with their mind. They had a headset. Charles Hall is very specific about how they did things.
Okay.
And he was like, they're not like gods. They have it stood out because it didn't have any of that fucking ESP kind of... He goes, they had voice to skull. They had a thing where they could talk into your head. By the way, voice to skull is real.
This thing was wearing a hat. Maybe the thing was under the hat,
Yeah.
or maybe the hat disguised it. Or maybe it was the thing disguised as a hat.
Another thing that stuck out with Charles Hall that made me remember his story compared to other alien stories is they were not environmentalists. They thought it was weird we ride horses and shit because they said on most civilized worlds.
Author Charles James Hall claims to have lived with aliens for 2 years in Nevada. After a few months, he finally overcame his fears and started to communicate with the extraterrestrials.
When you hear him talk, you'll understand. I mean, let's say this is...
It says overview? What is it, a movie?
Documentary or something.
Yeah, walking with
called?
It's like,
Walking with the Tall Whites.
Oh, I know what I'm watching tonight.
So
do me a favor and send me that. Send me that in a text message.
So because here's the thing, if you look up, as a joke, I was like, okay, what is the racisms of aliens? I want to know like the lore.
The reptilians, those are the worst.
Right. And I'm trying to look, so because I was looking that up, that took me on a whole different track. So then I started hearing about the Nordics, right? The other alien. There's tall whites, people say they're the Nordics.
Oh, they're not?
No. The tall whites are Johnny and Edgar Winter albinos.
Okay. And the Nordics have hair.
Are the bad guy from the first Die Hard that fights Bruce Willis. Right?
The albino guy, yeah.
That's, from all descriptions, that's what a Nordic looks like. They have that big head.
Right.
And so there's a bunch of these.
And then there's the Greys.
Right.
Yeah, there's the Nordics.
So,
Nordic aliens. They look jacked.
So
they're all like built like Aquaman.
Yeah. So let's pretend that they're real, and I don't know if they are or not.
The women are hot.
Yeah, they're not Nordics. They're fucking Germans if they're real.
Well, Germans didn't have that color hair.
No, they had a breeding camp. Remember, Germany had a camp to breed people that look like Nordic space brothers.
Which is crazy because he didn't look like that.
Right? He did not look like that, did he?
He wanted everybody to have blonde hair, blue eyes, but bitch, you don't.
But dude, that guy's not the fucking ultimate evil, by the way. He's a fucking farm team of, who funded Hitler? They say Prescott Bush, right?
Well, I heard it was OxyContin.
Well,